are looking at chemical formulae, and we looked at some questions. I gave you some questions which I believe you had to answer. Some of you answered, some of you did not answer. But all in all, what I want you to understand is that the first question was what do we call a reaction that uses heat to decompose a compound? That was a question, one of the questions that was there. So you were told to say, what do we call a reaction? I remember telling you to say that whenever we've got a compound like calcium carbonate, this is a compound. It is not a reaction. This is a compound. What is a compound? A compound, this is a chemical combination of elements. You know that a compound, whenever we are talking about a compound, you need to know that is a what? That is a chemical. It is a chemical combination. It is a chemical what? I will say a chemical combination. This is a chemical combination. Chemical combination of what? Elements. This is what I mean when I talk about a compound. So when this one breaks down or decomposes, it is going to form calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. This is calcium what? Carbonate. The other name for calcium carbonate, we get to call it limestone. This is quicklime. So if I tell you what is a chemical name for calcium oxide, you tell me that it is what? Quicklime. So now, which type of an equation is this? This is called what? Thermal decomposition. This is called what? Thermal decomposition. Why have I said that this is thermal decomposition? For us to break down the limestone into quicklime, which is the calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide, we have to apply what we call heat. So this is thermal, meaning heat. When we say thermometer, thermal gets to mean what? Heat. So this is what we get to call what? Thermal decomposition. So that is what you need to understand. We get to call that as thermal decomposition. So this is what you have to know. This is something you need to understand. Thermal, written like that. So that is what? Thermal decomposition. So that was the first answer. We've not yet started tonight's lesson. I just want you to understand the exercise that I gave you. And there was a question that was saying that the question was telling you to say that we had the question that was saying that this was a question. So I'm writing down this question so that even those people that were not there would try to catch up and be able to revise with us together. So each ammonia. So the question was like each ammonia molecule. Each ammonia what? Each ammonia molecule consists of what? Consists of how many atoms? How many what? How many atoms? This was a question. So each ammonia molecule consists of how many atoms? Ammonia, which is written like this. This is how ammonia is, isn't it? This is what? This is ammonia. So this is what we get to call ammonia, just like this. How many atoms of hydrogens are there? We've got one what? We've got one atom. We've got one atom of nitrogen. This nitrogen, one atom of nitrogen, and we've got that 3. This means that we've got 3 what? 3 atoms. 3 atoms of what? Hydrogen. So when we add 3 plus 1, when we say 3 plus 1, what is the answer? The answer is 4. So we say 4 atoms of what? 4 atoms of ammonia. This is what you are supposed to know. This is something that you need to understand. So we just answer it like this. I gave you now another question where you were told to say the chemical formula of ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate was written like this. This was ammonium sulfate, was written like this. This is what? Ammonium sulfate. This was ammonium sulfate. Then the question was, find the number of atoms present in the compound. We want to find the number of atoms that are present in this compound. What is an atom? Maybe some people don't know what an atom is. So I'm teaching what is telling you even other things, so that even those of you that have started today, you will try to catch up with us. So whenever we are talking about an atom, you need to understand that an atom, this is just a what? This is just a smallest particle. You are talking about a smallest particle that take part. It does what? That take part in a chemical reaction. That take part in a what? In a chemical reaction. That is an atom. In a chemical reaction. So when we are talking about atoms, we are talking about smallest particles that will take part in a chemical reaction. That is something that you have to understand. I guess you are able to hear me. I guess my voice is audible enough and you are able to understand what I'm telling you. So the question is, we want to find the number of atoms that are in this compound. So these are smallest particles that will take part in a chemical reaction. So these ones, if I ask you to say, how many elements are here? How many elements do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 4 what? 4 elements. An element is a substance that is made up of one type of material which cannot be split either by chemical means or physical means. That is what we get to call element, an element. So this is oxygen, this is sulfur, this is hydrogen, this is nitrogen. How many atoms of hydrogen are we having here? Let's start with the nitrogen. So how many atoms of nitrogen? These two, these are in brackets. There is eka2 subscript 2 there. It means that you need to multiply this one with everything that is in the brackets. So 2 times the n there is 1. So on the nitrogen, we only have 2 what? 2 atoms of what? Nitrogen, isn't it? We go to hydrogen, that is here. This is 4 times 2, that is here 8. We've got 8 what? 8 atoms. We get to have 8 atoms of what? 8 atoms of hydrogen. We go now to sulfur. We only have 1 atom of what? 1 atom of sulfur. 1 atom of sulfur. We now go to oxygen. There are 4. So we say 4 what? 4 atoms. 4 atoms of what? Oxygen. So this is the concept all about. Then we just add these ones. I guess you've understood. When you write something in brackets, so this n, there is a 1 which we don't show. So 2 times 1, it is 2 on the nitrogen. Hydrogen, 2 times 4, it is 8. That is where it is coming from. This is just standing on its own, 1 and 4. This is 1 and 4. Then we add everything that is here. We say 2 plus 8 plus 1 plus 4. What answer are we going to get here? We are going to get 15 what? 15 atoms. 15 atoms present in this compound. So we say 15 what? 15 atoms present in this compound that is here. So we've got how many atoms there? We've got 15. The other question was telling you to say how many hydrogen atoms are there. I've even written here 8 atoms of hydrogen. So the answer was just what? 8. So this is the revision of the part that we did, the exercise that I gave you. Now we go to today's lesson. So I guess even those of you that missed, you've learned 1 or 2 things. We now go to today's wonderful lesson. We are looking at what? Chemical formulae.